Hello, everyone, and good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everyone. Today's message that's coming through really strong already is talking about assumptions and how, for one, they're easy to do, but yet they can be very detrimental to us. And part of it was on my drive this morning. I was in one lane, there was a car pulling out and just decided to come right into my lane in front of me. And I could move over, no problem. But it really pinged off of me, like, why would he do that? And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that. I just moved over graciously, let him have that space. I didn't get angry. In the past, I would have got very frustrated. But this one, the word assumption, he assumed you would just move over for him. He assumed there's room next to you. You should move over for him. I was like, oh, yeah. And then all these memories of how I just assumed somebody liked it this way, or I assumed that something was done for work, and I got to work and it wasn't done. And then the anger that built up from that was just insane. And then I'm asking in my head right now, why or where did assumption really come from? Where did we really start assuming that things would be perfect? And then they're pointing at you, Jill, and I hear, it's the flaw in the plan.
Oh, my goodness. On the plan.
Yep. So I'm pulling to when we manifest. And we put our intentions out there and we work very hard at what we think should be there, what we want to be there, shoulda, coulda, woulda. By the way, just throw them out the window. We don't need the shoulda, coulda, woulda. This is more, it's really pinging off of a lot of you today. Wow, I just got hit very hard. Okay, then I can pull back to the flaw in the plan. If some of you have been with us for a long time listening to our podcast, listening to any of our talks that we've been doing for quite a long time now, Jill has talked about the flaw in the plan. And it was never designed that way. It just started being created over time. There's the flaw. You know, we think everything's perfect, and then it's like, ooh, but it's not perfect. There's nothing you could do about it. What you can do is control how you respond and say, okay, wow, like I recognized, I assumed, and then I hear, how many times do you have to assume before you realize that you need to stop assuming?
That's the flaw in the plan. We can keep assuming we can assume for the rest of our lives. Yep. And it's an example of the flaw in the plan, is it allows us to create, say, negativity or less than optimal results or whatever it might be. And you know, some people might go, well, that's free will. It's actually not even that. It's just there's this possibility for things to tip towards that not so optimal state, and yet we will default to that. Like, we weren't designed to default to the not optimal state. But somewhere along the line, we agreed to that. We're like, well, I'll just keep assuming. I mean, we're not thinking that consciously, but we assume over and over and over again. Yep. And anyone we have to say it, Kim, anyone who's familiar with the Saturday Night Live assume skit, and if you're not, Google it.
Yeah. Exactly.
From years ago. Funny one from years ago, but
they're okay. Ooh, they're plopping this in there too. Blame. Okay, so it's like you use the assuming. Well, I assumed you were going to do this to blame somebody else. Instead of using the word blame, people started using assuming. Well, I assumed this, instead of just say, well, I'm blaming you for doing this. And in essence, it's not even that. They're saying that the two of Assumption and blaming. If you're assuming something, that means that you're blaming something. You're not taking ownership. So,
wow, that's cutting to the chase. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta stop assuming.
Yeah, me too. And the blame and the other things that come along with it, they're really, when you look at it, they're really pretty icky, aren't they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whew. Okay, everyone brush it off. Brush off your shoulders, wiggle it out, do some jumping today. Let it go. Yeah.
And when you catch yourself assume, do that same thing. Just shake it off, and reset, start again. Shake it off, reset, start again till we break that assuming habit. Break the assuming habit. I love it. All right. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah, thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone.
And it's Friday, so have a wonderful weekend. And we'll be back again Monday.